What up, world? It's your boy Justin checking back in, man. And a lot of things just been heavy on my heart, heavy on my mind, man. And y'all know when something moves me, when the spirit moves me, man, I'm gonna give y'all a lot of motivation and just self-reflection. A lot of times we need to take accountability for our actions, you know, and look ourselves in the mirror and speak to everything that's wrong with us. You feel me? So in this video right here, you would never look at Kendrick Lamar the same again, man. This right here is probably gonna be something that's gonna make you break through. You know what I'm saying? It's just everybody has different perspectives of life, but I think we need to make change, and we need to do it through each other, or you have to start with self. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, man. We changed the vibe, we changed the mood. You dig? Let's just hop right into this video, man.
When are we gonna understand that we are put on earth to love? That's all it's about. Everybody wanna figure out how complicated life is and break it down. This is what I truly think. I really think that it's gonna keep going on. War gonna keep going on, frustration gonna keep going on, anger gonna keep going on, till we finally go back down to the simplest word, love.
Listen, I say this all the time, man. It's very cliche. YouTube is very cliche. Before I say this, hit that like button, man. Hit that like button. But listen, dog. Love brings change. It's in our day-to-day. It's in the Bible. If you're religious, it's in music. If you listen to music, it's in love brings change, man. Like, you can't change yourself unless you love yourself. And God wants us to love everyone as God intends to love us. Intended and still does. You know what I'm saying? So, the simplest form, man. Love. Love, dog. That's it. That's all we need. We need more love in the community. Like, we already facing so much adversity, right? You know. And a quick little story time. I just did my taxes. I just got my taxes back, y'all. And this is the very first time they took all my state taxes. I got some federal, but they took the whole state, and I ended up owing. It's ridiculous, man. We got so many things that's set against us. Let's create our own currency. You know what I'm saying? Let's invest. Invest into these cryptocurrencies, man. Invest in the stocks, man, and bonds. Like, we're gonna have to do something different. But before we do all that, we have to love one another, man, to get to where we're trying to go.
When God sees that, then we have the answer. People don't like to look themselves in the mirror. That's the hardest thing to do. You know, it's to critique yourself rather than point the finger. Everybody hates change. So to actually do that and say, I'm wrong in a lot of areas, I look at myself in the mirror and I'm saying I'm wrong in a lot of areas, that takes a lot of willpower. It starts with self first. Before music, it's a lot of territory just being a part of the game culture and knowing how to relax and being in the center of the heart of it. There's a lot of territories that, you know, I couldn't go to just off the simple fact it was bad blood between my neighborhood and the neighborhood around the corner. And those neighborhoods was off limits, way off limits. And just recently, I just found out that the same cats that I enemied or that enemied me somewhat has given me a higher respect further than gang banging, just off the simple fact I'm doing something that not only inspires them, but inspires their kids, which privileged me to go where I want to go in Compton. These words are powerful. You know, I got homeboys that's dead, that's in prison, and sometimes you get a lot of artists that just glorify that. So these kids look at it You know, they think it's nothing but cool until they put in a real situation where their back against the wall and it's all over. For me, that's what separates me as an artist. I'm gonna give you the gift and I'm gonna give you the curse.
Listen, dog, I'm gonna give my flowers to Kendrick right now. Long live Kendrick, man. Long live K. Dot, man. While he's on this earth, dog, he is an icon, superstar, mogul, role model, influencer. And like his music, it speaks volumes. Like he's about to perform on the biggest stage of his career, which is the Super Bowl, in front of billions, not millions, billions, because everybody's gonna be tuning into the Super Bowl, bro. And not only does he have one of the hottest songs out, he was a part of something like so passionate and unselfish, with streamers being able to react to his music when he was, battling with Drake. I'm not gonna say beefing, I'm gonna just say battling. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna keep this positive. This is a very positive message. Listen. Like, you have to love yourself and then you have to love what you do. Find something that you're passionate about and do it with love. Like, listen, my girl say this all the time. Like, when people cooking food or when I'm cooking food, did you make it with love? Like, cause all that energy, it goes into our daily routine, man. If you wake up in a bad mood, the rest of your day is gonna be sour. If you wake up in a good mood, you thankful, you thank the man above, it's gonna be a great day, no matter what. So, shout out to Kendrick. Shout out to Kendrick.
For myself to know what I'm talking about. That's what my responsibility comes, to know 100% what I'm talking about.
You have to.
Witness. It's your choice to listen to it, but it's my responsibility to know exactly what I'm talking about. And to always give you both sides of the fence. I can't just write. I can't come up with an album if it's not from self-experience. We so focused on what outside is doing to us and stumbling upon us. We forget that if we're stronger on the inner core, ain't nothing nobody else can do. You can't break down something that's so solid if the core is solid, the foundation is there. It's just something that gotta be reversed. Definitely a curse that has to be reversed. That reverse may come tomorrow. Fortunately, when you talk about change, you talk about time. And time can be forever. When you're dealing with something such as murder, violence, and most importantly, hate.
I was surprised to hear some of the things that you were saying.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not gonna say change is quick, but I am gonna say change is necessary. It's necessary in order to grow. It's important. Like, let this message reach you so you can change something that you don't like about yourself. You know what I'm saying? It all starts with self. I'm gonna keep repeating this over and over and over again. What Kendrick is showing us is a self-reflection of humanity. Not just me, not just you, but the world. But the world, yo. Literally, if you don't like your financial situation, you could change it. If you don't like your weight, you could change it. If you don't like, anything about yourself, you could change it, man. Whether it's bad habits or something on the outside or something on the inside, you can change it, man. Like, all I'm here to do is educate and motivate my people and all people.
Yeah, when you talk about depression and reveal suicidal thoughts, and I'm like, is this real?
This juice is really good. Hey, chat, this juice, I juiced a whole bunch of fruit, man. I love it, love it, love it.
I've pulled that song not only from previous experiences, but I think my whole life. I think everything is drawn out of that, even situations from Good Kid, Mad City.
Great album.
It wasn't that vulnerable. Nothing was as vulnerable as that record. So it's even pulling from those experiences of coming up in Compton. It's pulling with the experience of going through change And accepting change, that's the hardest thing for man, accepting change. And when I was on that tour bus and things is happening back home in my city or in my family that I can't do nothing about, it's out of my control, I don't can put it in God's, I couldn't understand that. And that can draw a thin line, you know, between you having your sanity and you losing it. And this is how artists deteriorate if you don't catch yourself.
Michael Jackson holds the record with 12 nominations.
Yeah,
You almost had the same amount of nominations as Michael Jackson for Thriller.
the legend. I
mean-
don't want to go past that though. No.
But what if you had 13?
No. I'll take back. I can't fathom being as great as Michael without putting out the work. So 11 is perfect. You know, he's the legendary. I'm glad it's
Well, what happens? Say you do get 13. Kendrick, let's think about this. It almost happened. I mean, then what do you have to do? You just gotta,
I don't know.
yeah, you just gotta leave the country. You gotta do something else.
Listen, the thing about change also comes with repetition. So you gotta create good habits for yourself, chat. YouTube, we gotta create better habits, you know, so we can live a better life. You know, God wants us to live life to the fullest too. That's what I'm saying. Like, you got different narratives and different perspectives about different countries, but literally these third world countries get free healthcare, get free education. Man, listen, I follow somebody on social media, right? And he lives in Brazil. And Brazil is being painted towards Americans as a dangerous place. This man ate good, lived in a great hotel, and then all in that one day he only spent $44, including the hotel. Like, it's crazy. Food was like $2. Or you go to a fast food restaurant over here and you spending $12, $13, $15, $20 for a plate. Like, we gotta get back to love. You know? Love. It's okay to love yourself. And I'm gonna be quite honest, it might be controversial. It's okay to love money. But as long as you put that money in the right place and you take care of your responsibilities as a man or a woman, you won. You won.
There's a lot of my inspiration come from meeting people or going outside of the country or going around the corner to my old neighborhood, talking to a 5-year-old little boy. And I have to remember these things. You know, I have to write them down, and then 5 or 3 months later, I have to find that same emotion that I felt when I was inspired by it. So I have to dig all the way deep and see what were the things that triggered the idea.
Does it always come back?
It comes back. It comes back. It comes back. Because I have keyword words that make me realize the exact motion of what drew the inspiration. This is the challenge for me. Being able to talk about anything and make it connect to a listener, where the listener can either feel like you,
Right.
or feel like they understand you, or you have just a deeper connection through the music with the listener. Talking to a little kid, making that represent something.
And another thing, man, if you understand love, you get to understand people and you get to connect with them on a different level. Like, the thing about love is chemistry. Love is relatable. Everybody has experienced love. Whether it's conditional or unconditional, it made you feel that emotion. You know what I'm saying? And it's free to be nice. With the word love, it comes with the action of being nice. Let that sink in.
Feel like something.
Like, comment, and subscribe, man.
Brutal,
Shout out to Kendrick.
harsh things on record where, you know, society may not want to hear it, you know, but still having that connection. And you can look at a person, you can have a conversation with them. You know if, you know, whether it's the music or who they identify themselves with, if it comes from an organic place, a real place. And we call the consumers, you know, we've been told to call the consumers dumb, but they're not. They know when it's real.
Absolutely.
And they know if they can feel it, you know. Still to this day, when I look at my certain aspirations as far as artists. When I look at Eminem, when I look at Jay, I felt, you know, the stories they were telling, you know, whether it was fictional or not. These ideas that they were putting down made me believe, you know, in everything that they were saying, because it just came from a space of whether a realistic point or just their imagination being so strong, you know, and so heavy.
Right.
You know, that you just get bombarded into their ideas.
It's the reason, the true reason, the true meaning of imperfection. And that's beautiful. No matter what you're going through, imperfection is beautiful.
I'm my own individual, man. Not smoking and not drinking doesn't put down my manhood or my coolness, you know. I've been cool since elementary, you know, and I never begged for the attention. That's the
Facts.
difference. And I think that's what makes up who I am today and how I'm able.
Chat, I have never been the person that has begged for any attention. I've been walking this earth alone, or what it feels like to be alone, even though I have a great mother, you know, a great support system, good family. But like a lot of decisions, a lot of things that I made off my own judgment. But I'm also say this one thing. You do have to have the right people in your corner. You have to have the right people in your corner. You have to have an accountability person, or you have to have a person that's not biased to whatever situation you bring forth. You know, I have older cousins that I might give them a situation or a scenario that I may or may not be going through, but it's just because I want to hear their perspective. And another prime example, you know what I'm saying? I always ask my girlfriend, how does she feel about certain situations? How does she feel about certain situations? Because she's able to think a little bit deeper. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate her for that. Like, comment, and subscribe, man. We giving life gems out all 2025.
I always had the attention. In high school, in middle school, I could never put in my lyrics the sentiments of back then they didn't like me, but now I got money. Shout out to Mike Jones. That's not even a diss, but for any rappers that you know, I hear them in raps, those type of lyrics all the time. You know, the person that wasn't liked or wasn't cool, but now they got money, it was cool. I could never say that because
I can't say that either. I can relate.
Always, you know, got attention. You know, whether it was from the homies or whether it was from girls or whatever. So I take, you know, that same attention and I apply it with my lifestyle now. And this is what keeps me level-headed, to know that it was always there. It's not something that's new and I'm overwhelmed by it where my head is blown up and I gotta have it.
Hey, listen, shout out to Kendrick for being so humble, man. I'm the same type of person. Like, it gotta be in you. It can't be on you. If you lame before the money, you're gonna be lame after the money. If you lame before the fame, you're still gonna be lame after the fame. Cause people in your hometown will humble you, or you gonna just find out in a situation, and the situation itself is gonna humble you. You know? But if you always move with love, you know, people gonna gravitate towards you. It's an aura thing. It's an aura thing, y'all.
1,000 chains on, it's been there. So for me personally, it helps me as an artist to stay on level ground, you know, because it's not something that's new. It's not something that, you know, excites me to the fullest. These are the cats that inspire me like the most in doing music, for sure. And if you know, break down how I approach lyrics, you can hear the influence each and every one of these dudes.
Right.
Give me Jay, I gotta write it so it didn't look right. Just in any order too. Pac,
Fact.
yeah, give me Snoop.
Man.
These all, yeah.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's tough, but you know, yeah.
But that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Listen, man. For Kendrick to shout out Jay, let's just go back. Let's rewind that real quick, man.
These are the cats that inspire me, like the
We can go
most
one by one.
in, doing music, for sure. And if you know, break down how I approach lyrics, You can hear the influence of each and every one of these dudes. Give me Jay.
Listen, these folks came around the same time, but I could see the art of storytelling from Jay, whether it's Jay-Z or J. Cole. I really think you're talking about Jay-Z. You know what I'm saying? They mastered that art of storytelling, you know?
Yeah, right. So it look right. This in any order too. Pac.
Pac was just one of those unapologetic people. You know what I'm saying? He did it his way. You know, if you don't like it, then you don't like it. That's your problem, not his. And then who else we got? We got Snoop
Big.
and Big.
Snoop.
They're just
He's all
icons, man.
It's tough. It's tough.
It's tough, but you know. Yeah.
But that's what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kendrick Lamar.
But listen, man, if y'all made it to the end of this video, man, I just want to say thank you. And I want to say, change something that you don't like about yourself. It's still the beginning of 2025. And time is moving faster. Like, I'm not 30 years old yet, but I'm right there. It's knocking on my door. And the older I get, the more I feel like a year moves by in 6 months instead of 12. If that makes sense. So, listen. If you got somebody that you love, tell them that you love them. More importantly, change something about yourself. That way you can love yourself more and appreciate you just being on this earth. And last but not least, give God all the glory, give God all the praise. You feel me? Because without God, we wouldn't even be here today. So, again, thank you all for watching this video. I go by the name of Justin. This has been another Just Reacts video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to see y'all in the next video, man. Stay beautiful.